If you take two people and one full-grown oak tree, that gives enough oxygen to keep those two people alive. Without that oxygen, all life on Earth is nothing. So I'm going to tell you how to be an environmental gardener. One of the first things is, rather than using the water from the tap on a hose, God gives it to us, nature gives it to us from the air. So what you do is put water butts and collect the water in those. And instead of using the hose, which is not very environmentally friendly, you just put your watering can in there and go over and water your plants with it. Now these plants are tomatoes. Why go to the supermarket when you can grow your own? Just put them in a grow bag like that. The flowers will come along and you've got fresh tomatoes. You can do the same thing with any vegetable you like. It's so easy to grow your own vegetables. It saves you money and it saves the environment, because it saves people transporting them from one country to the other. But when you get your grow bags or anything to do with the garden, don't use peat, because the peat bogs all over the world are running out and it takes thousands of years to replace. So you can make your own compost, and this is what we do. Anything you've got, you can put into the compost heap. Now I've got a newspaper here and tea bags that everybody makes cups of teas. Now all these things go into the compost maker. There's that. The newspapers be torn up like that, and because it's biodegradable, rather than put them out to be recycled, recycle them in there. And all the garden rubbish, grass that you've cut, shove them in there, and anything, and it all finishes up looking really good. Makes compost out of it, and that can be dug into the ground, and it saves you buying any compost from the garden centre. Now I don't suppose the garden centres will like me for that, but you can make your own. So there's the environment in the garden is, don't use petrol driven power tools, lawn mowers, trimmers, anything like that, because like cars, they pollute the atmosphere. They produce carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulphur dioxide and nitrous oxides, which pollute the atmosphere. So the best way, all your power tools should be electric. Now I know that's not the best thing, because you've got to plug it in and use the electricity, but until we get solar powered power tools, these are going to have to do.
So here comes Vicky with a kettle of boiling water. No, she's not giving up on the weeding and making a cup of tea. This is the way you get rid of the weeds. You just pour boiling water all over the leaves there, because plants can't stand boiling water. They'll wither away and die. And the point is, of course, that it'll get to the roots as well. If you keep putting boiling water on any growth that comes up, you'll find that eventually it'll kill them all together. You don't believe me? Okay, we'll come back later. There you are, a few minutes later, and the weeds are looking very thick indeed. Now, give it another couple of hours, and there won't be anything left of them at all. You might find the odd little green shoot here and there that you just pour a bit more boiling water over, but, well, shows you, doesn't it? There we go. This is boiling water, it's done the trick. It's killed all the weeds on here. Eventually, when it gets sunny, they'll wither away totally and die. And if they do come up, you do it again. And this is weed killing without any poisons or anything. Nothing goes into the soil apart from water. There you are, an environmentally friendly way of doing your weeding.
Finally, here's another tip. If you go to the supermarket and get meat or anything like that from the supermarket, don't throw these away. What you can do, once you've used your meat, take that top off, put holes in the bottom, and these make ideal seed trays. I'll show you what I've done. come out into the garden with me, I can show you that those very trays that you keep your meat in have now been transformed to seed trays, and you can grow all your seeds, vegetables, whatever you like in those without having to buy proper seed trays from the supermarket. I was just reading my book, This Garden Earth, that goes with vandals in the garden. The reason I wrote these, it wasn't to make money, but to get my ideas across about the environment to the public. So, with that in mind, if you would like copies of these, all you've got to do is send me a cheque for £10, you can have both of them. If you want to make that £15, you can have this, which is a bigger book, the first part of my biography, and for £15 I'll send the 3 of them. So if you send your order in to me at widgeripoo@yahoo.co.uk, they could all be yours. Thank you very much.